Hey everyone, and welcome to the HR Vision podcast. I'm your host, Ivo, and every week I'm going to have a conversation that matters about HR. This week, I have Jagannathan with me. Welcome, Jack. How are you?
Hey, good Ivo. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for being here. Jack joins us from Dubai, and he's the Global HR Digitalization and Operational Excellence Director for Elements Materials Technology. This is a very special episode for us since it's the first time we have a FourVision customer on the show. Yay! Jagannathan is here to talk about his expertise, his relationship with FourVision, but most importantly, the importance of data in HR and what he's been doing in that regard, which is, I have to say, great. I've seen some snippets of it. So Jack, once again, thank you so much for being here. And let's start our conversation. All right?
Yeah, it's my pleasure, Ivo. Keep tracking.
All right, let's go then. So I just want people to know who you are. So let's start with a bit of an introduction. You know, who are you and what you've been doing in HR?
Okay. Hey, people call me Jag. You can continue to call me as Jag because I'm known more as Jag than my full name. That's fine.
Okay. Good.
Okay. I'm the Global HR Digitalization and Operational Excellence Director for Element Materials Technology, what you have introduced. Mm-hmm. Let me give you a little background about Element Materials Technology. Element Materials Technology, we call that as Element. It is easy to say instead of saying the full sentence as Element Materials Technology. At Element, we are a global company. We are spread over 30 plus countries, and we have 111 plus or 100 above 100 legal entities, about 6,700 employees spread over 30 plus countries. Wow. That is the mammoth of that company I'm working for right now. And I joined this company some 14, 15 years before, and I moved into the role of digitalization one and a half years before. And the journey has been stupendous for me.
I can imagine. It's been a while with that company, but HR was always your education. You knew that you wanted HR, and I'm just curious, why was that?
Okay, that's a good question. I think I need to go back in time to understand what I have done.
Please do.
Okay, to be honest, I started my life as a programmer.
Okay.
I was doing programming way back in India, and then moved into HR. Then HR became my lifestyle for the last 20 plus years.
Oh.
So I've been, maybe because of my programming background, I'm always fascinated by IT as well as data and how data can be used in HR. That is the reason my journey in HR and data is very, very high. Okay. Both are interlinked together. I do a lot of things, what I have done in HR and using data, that is very important for me.
Okay, interesting. So that's how that connection between HR and technology happened. So you start with technology first, you move to HR later, and you combine the two of them.
True.
All right. I've seen in your in kind of your past experiences that you had a lot of roles around HR management, right? I'm just curious for all HR professionals out there, from all of your experience, what are the most important things to have, as an HR manager?
You see, as long as you are people-centric and making decisions with the heart, you are an HR person. I don't see any individual as a separate HR department or an operations person or a general management or finance. Everybody is an HR person because everybody is human being. Everybody needs to be HR focused or people focused person. And to be successful, specializing HR, all your decisions should be people centric, and you need to be able to use the data available to you and make a humane decision. You will be successful in HR. That's what I've been doing all along. And all my decisions will be keeping the people at the center of decision making is key for any HR person to be successful. My takeaway would be to keep people, because people are the best thing can happen for you to get the business going. Any decision without people hot will not be successful. That's my view.
All right. So despite all this technology background that you have and working with data for a long time, at the core, there's still people, right?
Yeah.
That's still the most important thing.
You see, data is an enabler for an HR to make a decision.
Okay.
At the end of the day, data is not going to make the decision. People are going to make the decision. And how meaningful your decision making is going to be based on data, at the end of the day, it is the human who is making the decision.
There you go. Yeah, I think that's a good answer indeed. Let's move then. Let's talk about data. Sort of a general question first, which is, you sort of touched that point before, but what do you think are the main important aspects of having data in HR, keeping data safe, accessible, accurate? What are the main things around HR data that people should know?
Okay, you see, globally, I would say HR or the people side is really an intangible thing for everybody to make a decision. There will always be decision made on people based on intuition, based on subjective elements. With HR technology and HR digitalization, we are able to make more meaningful data analysis and then decisions based on data, which will be more realistic. But getting the data, how to maintain the data? When I'm talking about my own company here, we have 6,000 plus employees within the company. And managing 6,000 plus employees with an HR team globally placed in different locations and have a unified approach and unified data management, we need a system.
Yes.
And with that data, how you are going to use data is very, very important. For me, it is not only having the data literacy of an HR team is very critical for making the best decisions. So getting the HR team to be more people-oriented person to become data literate is very, very key for me to make them successful. What I'm trying to do with my company is I'm trying to get the data to the HR team, get them HR data literate to sit in front of their customers. For me, all HR people have customers. I have customers. You have customers. Everybody has customers.
Yes.
And when I go to my customer and with the data and present a case, the chance of winning that argument or making a good decision is very high without data. Yeah. So having that data is very, very critical for an HR professional to be successful in a mid-size or big size or a large organizations. Even I would say even a small organization should start now to have data on people, because there will be loads and loads of decisions can be made. I'll give you one small example how data helps in decision making.
Please.
You see, in my company where I'm sitting now in Dubai, previously I got a letter in Spanish suddenly landing in the company. It's a customer letter or anything like that. Nobody knows how to get data translated from Spanish into English. Somebody came and told me, hey, you have data. Can you find out who speaks Spanish in the company?
Yeah.
Within 2 seconds, I could see that 3 people can understand, write, read, speak in Dubai, who is part of my company. I connected the people and came out of it. And the problem was solved within few fraction of minutes.
Amazing. Yeah, there you go.
I'll give you one more classic example what happened. We had a situation, one rare group of blood was needed by one of the companies in Dubai. and they were asking all the people what to do. Because I have data, I just ran a report and see who is in the company is having that. I reached out to them and said, hey, look, there is an emergency. Do you mind donating blood? Within 1 hour, he went there, donated blood, and saved a life. So that is the power of data.
Wow, that's two very good examples.
Yeah.
Indeed. Let me just go back to one thing that you said around the importance of data and using that data is to have HR professionals become literate or more literate in data. How do you go about that? Do you give them training? Do you show them like the systems we have in place? Is it very important to give them training or hire people already data literate? Because sometimes that doesn't happen. They didn't grow up like that using data for a lot of their decisions. How do you go about that?
You see, bringing data literacy is to get them the data and present it to them in a format in which they will understand in a layman's language. Because when I have 35 countries, I have HR people sitting in different places.
Yeah.
And it is essential for me to give them the tool. So I use the data, analyze it through data analytics, and provide it in a format. For example, what is core to an HR person to have a meaningful discussion? I'll give you an example here. You see there is an attrition happening in one particular place, in a country or in one particular department. As an HR person without data, what will I do? I'll go to the manager. There is something wrong with your department.
Yeah.
Let us talk to you to understand that better. The manager will always start defending them, saying that no, mine is everything is right. It's a recruitment issue. It is a engagement issue. Always there is conflict between the operations and the HR will come saying that it is not me, it is something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. At that time, what I have done is we have taken the data using FourVision performance management, and we have implemented Element Academy, where it's a training platform.
Mm-hmm.
We implemented Element Recognition, where the people are getting recognized by thank you card, excellence awards, those type of things.
Mm-hmm.
I integrated everything into using D365 HR core data on organizational hierarchy. What I have done is, as a manager, if I go and open the scorecard for him, it will tell me how many people he lost in the last 1 year, how many his direct team and indirect team lost, how many people have been set performance management in the tool, how many people have not been set performance management in the tool, how many people have been given training in the tool and how many are not given training, how many are recognized, how many are not recognized. If the high attrition department is having a manager who has not done any of these things, as an HR person, you can go and open the tool and say, look, hey mate, you are a good manager, but you are not a people manager. You are not done performance management. You are not done recognition. You are not given training. You are not done this. Maybe you are doing it. Your indirect managers are not doing it. So why don't we do something to enable you to do these areas better so that your attrition goes down?
Yeah.
That is how I use data to enable manager to become data literate, to make sure that they become on par how to interpret data. When I'm talking about data literate, I'm not expecting them to go and see how to do this. I'm giving the data and analyze the data, interpret the data, and use it for their own benefit.
Yes.
That is the literacy I'm trying to get into my company, and I have so far been successful.
Amazing. That's super insightful. Okay, all right. So let's move a bit to the work that you've been doing in a bit more detail. So at Element, you worked with us with FourVision and implemented our performance web app. So take us through that decision first. We already have a previous conversation, just full disclosure here. But you told us that you were going for the system, for Dynamics 365 HR as a core system, but you found out that there were things in there that could be improved. So take us through that process and through that decision to come to us. And why was that?
Okay. This happened sometime last year, same time. I think it's somewhere in October, November last year.
Mm-hmm.
What happened is, as Element is a full and full Microsoft domain company. All our systems, solutions, architecture, everything is based on Microsoft.
Okay.
So when we decided to have a global implementation of HR, the natural choice fell on Microsoft.
Yes.
And another important aspect of that is globally, there is a way in which Microsoft operates, and there are in the HR is Microsoft D365 HR per se is an evolving system.
Yes.
Where it requires a lot of effort in implementation, understanding the system, and making sure it works for us.
Yeah.
When we chose the Microsoft system, we brought the core people data into D365 HR and then started building in other add-ons for making sure that everything is working perfect using the core HR system. The only thing what we wanted to do is we don't want to create multiple platforms don't talk to each other.
Yes.
That is very important. One thing what we have done in our company is we will not keep duplicate data for people anywhere else other than my core D365 HR system. When I'm saying that, what do I mean? Even any requirement, be it in F&O, be it in marketing, be it in sales, be it in communication, be it in any other department, they want people data. I will provide a feeder into their database rather than asking them to create another set of data.
Okay.
So I have single source of truth globally for people.
Yes.
The biggest advantage of keeping single source of truth is I can keep it clean. Then when we were trying to get into performance management, succession planning, and other things, the core D365 HR system needs a lot of evolution, and we had a very short period of time to get going live on performance management. When we started in October, November, talking to FourVision to get our performance management, the only goal is to hit the January deadline to go live.
Okay.
And what we have done is we have done a really good job of getting the performance that we call it OKRs, that is objectives and key results. Normally, if some companies say goal, some companies say objectives, some companies say different terminologies. We use it as OKRs. And we want the employees to fill in OKRs globally and managers to go and approve it and sign it off. That was the primary objective. We implemented in a record time of, say, 30-40 days globally and went live. That is a phenomenal achievement through performance by FourVision team to make sure that we delivered whatever we wanted. Once, because that capability, when we were exploring within the D365, we felt that there are areas where we may fail. So we want to have a web app solution and then moved with FourVision because we felt FourVision as a product which can easily talk to D365 as a core system and take the data and deliver what we wanted.
Interesting.
That is the reason we went with FourVision, and we have been successful in implementing that so far.
That's great to hear. And just run me through like the beginning. Where did you find us? Was it something you worked with us before? You've been referenced by Microsoft or something like that? How did that happen?
Okay, I heard about FourVision name, but I was literally clueless on how to get it done.
Okay.
I did. In fact, I sent a mail to Bert, your CEO, and sent a mail to Peter. In fact, Bert responded this next 1 hour's time. Then I got connected. We got going. It was literally through LinkedIn connection.
Okay. That's interesting. All right. Okay, so that's that. we set the basics things, and how did you get to the performance management, Microsoft Core HR, and everything. So let's talk a bit more, because you did more. You went a step forward and took basically all the data that you have within the systems, and you start building this kind of dashboard that gives you basically every data available for HR, where you can take your decision. So how did you go about that? How did you feel you should go? In what direction did you feel you should go? Just run us through a bit of that.
Okay, that's I think you're trying to concise something what I have done for last 1 year.
Sure. We have limited time. I'm sorry. I would love to give you more.
That is true. You see, when we started this project, it is an evolving decision making for us. When we know where we want to go. The objective is to become one-stop solution for my team to make business decisions based on people data. Okay. We added some web app solution. We used some core data of D365 HR. We implemented compensation now. We did everything together. But what I felt is how to make it useful for not only HR, for business leaders to make decisions.
Yes.
And how it is going to be useful. So I have a team with me, and I went to the team and said, look, we have the core data now. We need to get it more meaningful for people consumption of data, because that is very essential. Without, you can have tons and tons of data, but you don't know what to do with the data. You are not making any use of the data.
Yeah.
So what we did is we started building. First project, what we started was with performance management to understand how many people have objectives set in the tool, how many people don't have objectives set in the tool, and how many people have management bonus plan and whose objectives are not set because that is going to affect their bonus, those type of things. Then we started evolving into data gaps. For me, having a clean data is very, very essential to make sure that the data gaps are filled. Yeah. So we gave a tool to the team saying that, hey, this is your data. This is what it is. This data is missing. Go and fix it. We pushed it to the operations, the operational HR team to have access only to their data. Another important thing what we have done is in HR, confidentiality is very high. Yeah. You cannot allow, with GDPR regulations and other things, you cannot allow everybody to have access to the data. Yes. So we felt, okay, how to leverage on that and making sure that confidentiality is maintained. So we adopted the D365 HR security for managers and direct and indirect managers, the position hierarchy, and then built a security matrix in our analytics tool where people can access only their own data. They will not get access to anything. So we are using single source of truth here also by using D365 HR security into Power BI so that we don't have to create separate security matrix.
Yes. Right.
So by that way, we started building it. Then it has evolved into the last 6 months from a one screen analytical report. Now I have at least 45, 55 screen analytical report available in single source of truth to the people. Now I'm building the next stage of, in fact, I'm talking to FourVision team to get the merit increase through the tool for 2022, where that merit increase data capability is built into the analytical tool so that whatever is happening in performance management is visible to the management through a performance management analytical tool rather than coming into the system to see individual records.
Amazing.
So that is the journey we are taking it. My belief is, what is digitalization? Digitalization is not automating the process. It is not. It is about automation and making sure that automated data is clean and it is available for end users to make meaningful decisions, then only the digitalization is complete. I can go back and say, look, I'm providing an app. You put your leave application and manager will approve it. That is a process.
Yeah.
But what am I going to do after that with the data?
Yeah.
That is more important to me. That is what I call it as digitalization. And then operational excellence. How to improve that? How to make it happen? How to make sure that whatever data is captured globally is used meaningfully for arriving at decisions. That is what I'm trying to do now.
Amazing. I'm learning a lot today, so thank you for that. Just one more thing. What is the one more thing? Well, related to that, what is the feedback that you've been getting? You've been implementing this for some time, for a year. What is the feedback from your teams? Are they using the data? Are they happy with it? What's been the feedback?
Okay, in the tool, within Element we have more number of applications or analytical tool available.
Mm-hmm.
I measure that through Microsoft gives a capability to put a leaderboard on all the analytical tool available within the company.
Okay.
For the last 5 months, we are number one. HR is number one in utility and usage across the globe on all the analytical tool available within the company. So that shows volume of utility of the people, because it's a big organization. When 6,000 people are there, when we have sales and marketing analytical tool, we have finance analytical tool, we have thousands of analytical tool available in the company, and we captured the number one place sometime in July, August, and we are still number one there. So that answers your query.
That's your feedback, yeah. If everybody's using it, it's the top tool. I think there's your feedback. Great.
Yeah. And another thing is, as a data analytical person, I could see that I'm using a tool given by Microsoft for my advantage to see where I am standing, rather than asking people whether you are using it.
Yeah. That's putting the tools, the digitalization, making meaningful decisions, and meaningful utility for those tools. Yeah,
that's true.
A couple more questions, and I'll let you go. What would you say to HR professionals that they don't use a lot of data. They're not very into data. They've never been. They're starting maybe their careers, and they're more like the emotional side of things, and they never look too much into data. How can good data improve their working experience? Because it's also about them. Even if they don't believe in data, it's still meaningful for them to use it, right?
Yeah, you see, I'm not saying it's a piece of advice or anything like that. There is value in going digital in HR. The value is more for the HR person to become more professional. And this would not only help you to automate the process, but also help you to generate volume of data. Then when you become data literate with the data, you will be able to make meaningful decisions, which is key for HR professionals. Because there is an abundance of data generated through the digital processes, HR professionals may be able to filter them and use it for making evidence-based decisions and achieving operational efficiency. And by automating and then going digital, that would provide HR professionals loads of time to make meaningful decisions. And I always say this, HR has to always fight for a seat on the table. The reason is, it is always marketing, which is evidence-based, finance, which is evidence-based because numbers, and operations is evidence-based because they have data to talk. When HR person is having data and able to make meaningful decisions and support the business, and with data, he will earn the seat on the table rather than fight for the seat on the table. That is my view. And reading and interpreting HR data for business will be having a major business impact, which will help them to go through the HR value chain in the business. So going digital on HR is key for an HR professional to be successful and taking the next step in their life.
There you go. Enough said. I think just one last thing for you, more sort of a general question to look into the future, is that we've been asking this to a lot of guests in the show. It's what do you see in the future of HR technology, of HR professionals? Any interesting trends that you anticipate, or that excites you, or it's just continue improving that data and making meaningful decisions?
Yeah, that's a really a good question. You see, people call HR 3.0. Now HR 2.0, HR 1.0 is industrial revolution, then data revolution. Now we are talking about HR 3.0. My take would be to how it is going to evolve. Technology will evolve in people decision, but HR is in one place which is human and emotions controlled. And people may say, which technology, HR will not be there. No, that is not true. HR will be there as long as human being is existing. Yeah. The reason is every human being is unique. You cannot automate that at all. You cannot do anything, but it will help you to make decisions. I'm seeing things like artificial intelligence, machine learning, all those things coming into the HR domain, and people talk about blockchain technology. I'm seeing blockchain technology coming into HR much faster than in currency. The reason is, what do you do? End to end, from recruitment to retirement, you can have a blockchain technology to enable the employees' value chain created through blockchain. Even an offer making process, from recruitment process, everything can be enabled through blockchain over a period of time. That is what I'm expecting HR to evolve into, using machine learning, artificial intelligence, and making sure that all the routine processes are automated, and use the data and this thing to make decisions for your business. I'm seeing HR getting into the high level value addition to the businesses through technology. That's what I'm aiming at.
I think that's a great note to end this episode. Thank you so much, Jack.
Thank you. It's a pleasure talking to you.
It was a pleasure for me. So thank you so much for taking the time. For everybody listening out there, we hope you enjoyed the episode, and we'll see you next time.